The Netherlands has Transavia, Spain has Vueling. On the surface, they're just two mid-tier budget airlines. But this isn't just about a cheap flight. This is a proxy war between two of Europe's biggest aviation giants, IAG and Air France-KLM. In this video, I'm flying both airlines, putting them head-to-head, and ranking each in these 5 key categories to see which budget subsidiary is winning the battle for service, comfort, and more importantly, your carry-on bag fee. I'm here outside Amsterdam Schipol Airport this morning, where Transavia are based. Let's head inside and see what they're like. It takes just under 20 minutes to get to the airport from Central Station using the Sprinter train, and just over 20 minutes by car. I've flown Transavia France before, which is a sister airline based in Paris-Orly Airport, but today will be my first ever time flying with Transavia. Check-in is done using these self-service machines, which is shared between multiple airlines, but despite that, there were barely any queues to drop bags. My ticket today cost me €72. I booked the basic fare as always. The larger cabin bag was €25, a 20-kilo checked bag came to €37, and all seats were €1 apart for extra legroom seats, which went up to €30. Transavia doesn't charge for airport check-in, which is nice, but I got my mobile boarding pass last night, so let's get through security. Schipol is a pretty large airport, so you'll find everything here, like the usual duty-free, souvenirs, healthy food courts, fast food options, and designer brands. Now, all of that shopping and dining sounds good, but this is Flyman Yann after all. So let's go see if we can find a lounge and see what kind of points we can add to the Champagne SideQuest scoreboard. I'm off to the Aspire Lounge today, and I can't say there was much to aspire to. It's just this one room, which was pretty busy. There's a very basic buffet on offer, a few choices of wines, but no sparkling wine today, so I'm sticking with the Coke Zero, and that's another X on the Champagne scoreboard. I was excited to see this large outdoor terrace, which also had an old plane on display which I'd never even heard of, the Fokker 100. But unfortunately, it was only accessible from landside, so I guess we'll just have to head to the gate. I'm just by the gate, and while I wait for boarding to start, let me give you a brief overview of Transavia. Transavia is a low-cost carrier owned by the Air France-KLM group, with the 2 primary hubs operating out of Amsterdam and Paris. They have a fleet size of 50, which was historically made up of only 737s, but is currently in the process of being entirely replaced by A320neo series aircraft. They serve over 100 destinations, mainly in Europe, but also reaching as far as North Africa and the Middle East. Right, looks like boarding's just started. Let's get on board. I'm flying on this 23-year-old Boeing 737-800 today. They've gone all in with the green theme here. It's a bit much on the eyes. I'm sitting near the front today for a change in seat 8F. I thought the seat padding was pretty good. The legroom was nice for a low-cost airline with a seat pitch of 30 inches, and the seat recline was minimal. I just got settled into my seat. First thing I noticed is actually pretty comfortable. There's great lower back support, so I think this flight will go well. And the other thing I've noticed, I've got the nice matchy green with the seats. Otherwise, boarding's just finished, so let's get in the sky and see what this flight is like. It took ages today for the trolley service to start. It was just over an hour after takeoff until the food came down the aisle and I was sitting near the front. I ordered the mix and match meal deal for €11.50, and I thought there was a pretty decent selection of different meals, snacks and drinks on offer. I've gone for the chicken pesto sandwich with Stroop waffles and a Coke Zero. Alright, so I've just finished eating and the food was actually pretty good. I mean, it's low-cost airline food, but the sandwich was nice, the Stroop waffles always amazing, and Coke Zero is a Coke Zero. Now, with regards to entertainment, this is a true low-cost airline. There's no Wi-Fi, there's no in-flight entertainment, and there's no charging sockets. Since there's not much to keep me entertained apart from this tray table, let's check out the toilets. There's 2 at the back and 1 at the front of the aircraft. We're back in the toilets, and as usual, it's another pretty standard plane toilet. I'd say it's about medium size for this sort of plane, so it'll do the trick. I've just got to mention how surprised I am at how comfortable these seats are. Just for reference, I flew to Amsterdam this morning from Heathrow in British Airways Club Europe, which is their short-haul business class, and I'm finding these Transavia seats way more comfortable. So I know I'm not comparing it with BA for this video, but just thought I'd mention that. And the captain just announced I had to send it to Barcelona, so let's get on the ground and find out what the flyman score is for Transavia. Pre-flight. Check-in was quick, plenty to do airside, but boarding was a bit chaotic. I'll say 6. Seat and cabin. It was surprisingly comfortable. Good legroom, although the green was a bit much. 7. In-flight amenities. Nothing, so 0. Food and service. The meal deal was tasty, but service was quite slow, so I'm feeling 7. Value. Price was high for a short intra-Europe flight, but extras were reasonable, so I'm saying 6. That gives Transavia a flyman score of 26. Let's see if Vueling can do any better. Good morning from Barcelona. I resisted the temptation to go out last night, so I'm feeling pretty fresh this morning, and I'm ready to catch this flight with Vueling. Vueling are based right here in Barcelona Terminal 1, which is their main operating base. Let's go inside and see if they can get a better score than Transavia. Let's go. It takes about 40 minutes from the center of Barcelona to get to the airport using the metro with one connection, or a slightly quicker 30 minutes by car. I've flown Vueling a few times before, and to be honest, I've had bad experiences. The flights have been uncomfortable, service not so good, so let's see. I'm going in with an open mind today. Let's find out if that's a trend or if they can deliver a good experience. It's not off to a good start with these massive queues at the check-in counters. Thankfully though, my ticket to London today was much cheaper at only €30 for the base fare. Unfortunately though, the extras were way more expensive than Transavia. A larger cabin bag was €47, more than the ticket itself. 20 kilos of checked luggage came to €51, and seat selection started at €8, going all the way up to €39. That's great pricing without adding any extras, but otherwise, it's not looking good. Vueling also don't charge for airport check-ins, which is a positive, but I'm not traveling with any bags, so I've got my mobile boarding pass and I'm ready to go through security. Barcelona is nowhere near as large as Amsterdam, but it does still have duty-free shopping, designer brands, and different food options from healthy to not so healthy. But my favorite part has got to be out here. I just came across this outdoor terrace. I love when airports have outdoor spaces, and I'm not talking about like a token smoking terrace. Like this is like a massive, look at this. Massive outdoor space. Like thumbs up to Barcelona Airport for this. But right now I need to find the lounge, and to be honest I wasn't too impressed with the lounge yesterday, so let's go see if the lounge here is any better. Well, I might have been better off chilling outside. There was a pretty big queue to get into the lounge, and it didn't get any better once I eventually got in. Pretty much every seat was taken, the lounge was completely overcrowded, and I had to walk around for about 10 minutes until I could find a space. The food buffet was big, but most sections were empty. They did have some sparkling wine available for self-pour, so there's one positive at least, and let's add 1 to the scoreboard. But now, let's get out of here, since this isn't the relaxing space I was hoping for. And on my way out, just look at how much bigger the queue got. It's sneaking around the corner. It's a shame about the lounge, because the space itself is actually great. It's pretty big, but it's way too crowded. It just doesn't make it enjoyable. Before we get on board, let me tell you a bit more about Vueling. Vueling is Spain's largest airline by flight volume and is a subsidiary of IAG, the owners of British Airways, Iberia, Aer Lingus and Level. They currently operate an all-Airbus fleet of 140 A320 family aircraft, but will start taking deliveries from Boeing of 737 MAXs from 2026. They fly to over 150 destinations, primarily from their main hub in Barcelona. And rather uniquely for a low-cost airline, Vueling is part of the Avios loyalty program, meaning you can earn and redeem points on full-service carriers like BA or Qatar, although you'd need to do a lot of low-cost flying for any decent premium redemptions. Looks like boarding's just started. Let's get on this plane. And here's the 13-year-old Airbus A320 I'll be flying on today. We've got a grey-yellow colour combo going on. I don't know which is worse out of the two airlines. Today, I'm sitting further back in seat 22F. I just got on board and settled in. I don't know how I keep doing this. I've got the whole row to myself again. The captain hasn't said boarding complete just yet, but no one more is coming on, so hopefully I get this whole row. The legroom is only an inch less than Transavia at 29 inches, but it feels much tighter than yesterday. It's a slim seat without much padding, and there's no recline at all. And one other thing I really don't like is when airlines put ads on the seat back. No one wants to see that, just keep it in the magazine. Anyway, boarding is complete, so let's strap in and get ready for takeoff. The trolley service was much quicker to get started on this flight, only 20 minutes after takeoff, and the crew was serving down the aisle. The meal deal was exactly the same price today at €11.50, which comes with a sandwich. I had the Iberian ham baguette, a pack of crisps, and a soft drink. I've just finished up the meal service, and I was going to give them points for heating up the sandwich. I always like when you can get a sandwich heated up, but it just wasn't that nice. The seat itself is not super comfortable. It's one of those slimline seats, so it's thin, it's a bit hard. It'll do the trick for a 2-3 hour flight, so I'm not complaining too much. And now I think I'm gonna go check out the toilets. Let's go. It's the same setup with the toilets, one at the front and two at the back. You already know the deal. It's another standard plain toilet, but I will give it points for this. It is a lot roomier than the toilet yesterday, so that's nice. Now let's head back to the seat and see what else is on offer. You can keep your devices powered with the 2 USB-A sockets under the seat. There's no provided entertainment, but Wi-Fi is available for only €5 for the entire flight. Or you can watch an ad to get 15 minutes free connectivity, which is a nice option to have. It wasn't too long until we'd crossed the south coast of England and started our descent into London Gatwick Airport. So, how did Vueling fare with the flyman score? Pre-flight, massive check-in queues, but nice airside terrace and boarding was orderly, 5. Seat and cabin. The seat was hard and not that comfortable, and legroom on the smaller side, 5 again. In-flight amenities, no IFE, but Wi-Fi and USB charging available, so 4. Food and service. Service was quick, but didn't really enjoy the sandwich, I'm going with 4. Value. Amazing if you're not adding any extras, but not so much if you are, so 7. That means Vueling gets a flyman score of 25. It's a close one with a final score of 26 against 25. It looks like Transavia just about gets to take home the crown. The lack of Wi-Fi and charging on Transavia almost cost them the title. Let me know in the comments if you've ever flown on either of these airlines and what your experience was like. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and as always, till next time.